Hello everyone and welcome to another video here, B100. So like I said, I was going to make two videos today and share with you a couple thoughts on what you guys need to be working on when it comes to your portfolio assignment. And this is just going to cover part one of that portfolio. So I'm going to make another one later on that will discuss or cover part two, but this one's just part one. So it won't be as long because there's not as many parts required with it. So of course, first thing I want to point out, just like in the previous videos that I've made, is that each week there's going to be an overview document. So as we're in week 3, there's going to be this overview document just like this one here. So if you click on that and scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see where we put down suggested portfolio preparation. We say it's suggested because it's really up to you guys to decide what you're going to work on, when you're going to work on it, and how you're going to get it done. We don't put due dates or a place to turn in these sections of the portfolio. We just say, at week 3, you should be working on these things. Do you have to get them done this week? Not necessarily, but some of them you can because they're fairly simple. But some may take a little bit more time and more preparation, more work to get them done. So that's okay if some of them take a little bit more time. But definitely every week you should come in here, take a look at what we're recommending you get done, such as sections of the book you should be reading. You can read the whole thing, but we suggest for this week reading chapters 5, 7, and 8. There's also an essay to write, continue working on your LinkedIn profile, and then a couple other sections to work on, such as the career leader assessment. But the purpose of this video is more of let's dive more into what the portfolio is and what you need to be working on to complete part 1. So scroll down to the bottom here. So again, we're on the content page. Scroll down to the very bottom where you see resources. Go ahead and click on that. And you'll see all the different resources for the class. Okay. Coming down here, you can find a part that's called necessary portfolio material, or you can just click on this to get it to open. And let's go ahead and open up this first one here. It's called the Portfolio Overview and Sample. Once this opens up, it's a Word document. So one thing I would recommend maybe is print this thing out. Print it so you have a copy of it nearby to help you as you put together your portfolio. And you'll see some of the key points when you are starting to work on it. First of all, this is a big chunk of your grade. So work on it every week is something important to do so that you're getting things done in a timely manner. So come week 5, and especially come week 10, you're not scrambling to get everything done. Okay? Because it is 65% of your grade. Everything should be in 12-point font size, Time Roman fonts, just makes it easier, cleaner to read. Everything should be double space. You may see some essays to say single space. Please double space everything. It should all say double space. Unless it's specified when it comes to your essays, they should all be between 250 and 300 words in length. And you'll see the breakdown here. So the portfolio is based off 100 points. The first part's 35 points, part 2 is 50, and part 3 is 15 points. Okay? So keep scrolling down and we'll get to the first section here. There we are. So under part 1, this is due at the end of week 5. There are only 4 sections for you to complete. The first one is a personal essay on substantial accomplishments, the me in 30 seconds statement, the personal essay, what does the phrase business and building the kingdom of God mean to you, and the first mentor interview. So let's go in through each one of these and find out what each one means. So again, just scroll down some more and you'll see again part 1, substantial accomplishment essay. What I want you to do, there's no basic guidelines on this, just write an essay, title it substantial accomplishment, and tell me some things that stand out in your mind as something you think is a substantial accomplishment. Think about at least 2 or 3 and go into some detail as to why you picked those and why are they important to you. A lot of people will talk about maybe their current job, their family, their mission, something that they feel is substantial in their mind as kind of what has prepared them for this moment in their career change, and their college career, stuff like that. So again, about 250, 300 words. The me in 30 seconds refers to an idea. So the way I like to describe this is that anytime you do an interview, you're often asked, describe yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So how do you do that in the shortest amount of time, but include as much information as possible? So we provided you this link here, which will help you give you some ideas as to how to write this me in 30-second statement. This one is not that long. It's only 75 to 100 words. Do your best to kind of keep it in that time frame. And as you read it to yourself, does it take me 30 seconds to say all this? And try to point out the most important things about you, be it your education, maybe it's your family, just things about yourself that you think are important when it comes to maybe doing like a fake interview. Okay? Third is a personal essay called Business and Building the Kingdom of God. Again, there's no readings for this. It's basically, I want you to give your perception, your ideas on that statement. Business and building the kingdom of God. What do you think that means? What does it mean to you? Why do you think it's important that when we are working in the business world, we're also building the kingdom of God? Okay. So again, 250 to 300 words on that. And it's your own personal perspective on how you answer that question. And the last one here I want to spend a little bit more time on is the mentor interview. There's a total of 3 that are required in this in the portfolio, but for part 1, you only have to do 1 of them. I get some questions on who is a mentor. Who should I use as my mentor? Well, your mentor can be anyone. Okay? It can be anyone you want. Try not to pick immediate family. If you work for a family member and that's someone that you work with, you're close with, that you want to do one of your interviews, great, but not all 3. That's okay. But try to pick individuals that work within your industry that you're interested in. Maybe someone that you have known for a long time that you may want to find out more about their professional career. This is an opportunity for you to talk with these people about what it is that they did to get to where they're at today with their profession. What education did they receive? What training did they receive? Internships? What jobs have they held? What path did they take to get to where they're at today? Okay. So it's a great opportunity for you to learn from these people who you know that you may look up to, that you may want to aspire to the type of life and career that they've had, and learn from them. So many people have commented to me that they love the mentor interviews because it gave them so much more information about what is it that they're going to have to do for themselves when it comes to picking a career and achieving their goals. There is really no set guidelines for what types of questions you need to ask. I'll show you a recommended or a suggested list of questions. You can use it if you want, but it's not necessary. After you have your interview with this person, and it can just be a conversation. That's what it should be. It's just a conversation. Write a short essay, 250 to 300 words. So it's about a page and a half, talking about what is it that you learned from them. Include this information as well: the mentor name, what their title is, what company they work for, and when you did the interview. Okay? It's that simple. So I want you to try to think about people that you look up to, that these people are people you've known. They can be in your ward, in your stake. They may be other people you've just known throughout your life. Maybe you went to school with them and now they've moved on to doing something else that you really like and you want to find out more about what is it that they do. Go talk to them. And then just talk about it right here. So that's where you're going to, that's all you need to do for part 1. So part 1 is really not that complicated. There's only these 4 sections here. So I just wanted to go in a little bit more detail talking about here's what you need to do for part 1. Okay. So let's scroll back up. I'm going to actually go back a page here. And you may have noticed that there are some sections of the portfolio that talks for essays. So if you're trying to find where is this essay, where is the link to it, come here to articles and you'll find them listed here. Okay. Also with the portfolio, like I mentioned with the mentor interviews, well, I can't think of questions to ask. Come here, mentor interview form. You don't need to fill this out. You don't need to turn this in. I'd rather you use this as a tool to help you figure out different types of questions you can ask and how you're going to conduct the interview. But when it comes to the paper you're going to complete, it's a reflection. It's just you talking about what it is that you learned. Right? But everything is listed right here. If you're still not sure, what is it that I got to do for part 1? When is it due? How do I turn it in? Remember that it's going to be one document. So as you complete each section, just save it to one Word document. Once all 4 sections are done and looks good, you're just going to come up to Assignments, find part 1, click on there, and submit it. It's fairly straightforward. Okay? So again, if you guys ever have questions as we get closer to the end of week 5 when part 1 is due, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am going to schedule a time to do a live office chat. I have 2 classes right now in B100, so I'm going to open it up for both classes to come and join me and talk about the portfolio. I will definitely go into a lot more detail then because you guys may have some questions for me that will require it. But again, don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have some questions, and definitely we'll be in touch, and have a great week.